What's up, y'all? Happy Monday. It's just me, Steve, also affectionately known by my man Shake as the ProPresenter Poppy here today. Shake is a man of the people today. He's serving some custom clients. We have a bunch of stuff moving and grooving this week with July 4th coming up. And so he is plowing through some projects. Wasn't able to jump on with us today, but I wanted to jump on and talk with you guys, just share a brief tip of something that maybe would be helpful to you in your ministry with ProPresenter. We'll be a little brief today, and then at the end, I just would love to check and see what you guys would like us to talk about in upcoming discussions with Shake and myself. If there's any guests that you think we should have, we had Jonathan last week, and that was really incredible, just talking about their workflow and team structure and how they use ProPresenter, what are things that they've done specifically for their space. So if you haven't checked that out, I'd highly recommend it. I think there's a lot of ideas and things that we can glean from what they're doing down in Florida. So I wanted to show you guys today something that may seem kind of, I don't know, simple, maybe not known, widely talked about in a lot of our ProPresenter circles, and online we'll see a lot of people talking about the forward-facing tools of ProPresenter, which for, background editing and transitioning and using looks to run multiple screens and all that's really important. But I want to dive in today on something that has become near and dear to my heart over the years, and it's stage displays. I love ProPresenter 7, the ability to kind of manipulate stage displays more than you were in 6, and to really modify those to work for your church and for your ministry. And what I love most about them is just the ability to customize almost everything on the stage display to what you need. But what I want to highlight today, again, is kind of going to be a brief tip on stage displays, but just something I want to show you that my church, the church that I'm helping each week is using and is really maximizing is the stage display notes. So when you go into stage displays, which you can access some screens, edit layouts, and you can access the display that you're using for your stage display, which I'm using here. I have two screens that are kind of acting as one screen. So two TVs on the back wall, one on the left, one on the right, and those are what I use to display my stage display content and information. But what I have is a current slide text box, very standard, very normal, a next slide text box. But what I'm using is current slide notes and next slide notes. And how we're using that is we're using that to feed information about the specific part of the song to the choir or to the worship band, whatever it is. So often, I found worship bands will tend to use this a little less. I've used this some before to kind of notate ramping up into bridges or holding on certain, areas of the song. But it's really helpful with large scale choirs, large scale events where you have a lot of people and singing different parts. And so the church that I'm at, that I help with each week, consistently that I used to be on staff with, is using them to notate solos, notate what kind of solo it is, notate when the whole entire choir comes in, and all that's right there. Notate when they're unison, notate parts. And it's really, really cool because it gives them information that they maybe otherwise wouldn't remember, might forget, might kind of space out on a little bit, but it allows them to keep that information front and center. We worked with them at the start of when we put these screens up to figure out what the best sizing is. So we worked at, how do we set those up in a way that we can make sure they see that. And so we played around and realized that the yellow font helps it stand out since it's a little smaller. So we did that. And then I've also, notated my slides very clearly about what's current, what's next, and I've color coded that. So yellow is next, and current slide is a darker color there. And so that allows them to be consistent. And so you're seeing this stack, but the way that they see this is like this. They will see these. Let me go to a song here that will trigger that stage display. So they'll see them across the back wall like this. So as we roll through different parts of the song, they'll see the notes and they'll see that first up and what's up next. So really, I just share this as a way, I would encourage you to, if there's ways that you can help your worship team and serve them to help make some of those things easy and effective. You know, do that. One other thing that I include with a lot of with my stage displays, I like to include if possible, and I do on this one is a stage message option. And I have had to use this before. It allows me to then go to the stage message section, which is in the stage section, and I can say we are going to cut the last song, and I can hit show, and that will put that up there for the team on stage to see. So if there's something not planned for, emergency, something we're trying to communicate, and maybe they've already gone on stage and started saying, I had this happen a couple times where we were already on stage, we were starting to wrap up the service. They had two songs planned at the end. We were in the middle of the first one. We decided to cut the second one. And so because I had this available, I could throw this up there, we could notate to the team and let them know. Now, if you guys have a really integrated talkback system where you can talk to your band live from the audio desk and not go through the speakers, you may not need this, but it is a tool that you can use. Maybe you're in a church that doesn't have that capability, and so this is a great option. So just encourage you to use stage displays to your advantage. Don't be locked into necessarily how it comes because you can change that. So if you want to use a different text font, you can change the text font up. If you'd like to add pieces and elements, of other items and see timers or see countdowns, you can manipulate that. I actually customize my look and I'm constantly changing throughout the service. So in our services, you'll notice here, I'll go back and show you. Um, so I have multiple. I'm changing it constantly throughout the service. So I'm going into worship songs. I'm going into welcomes with a different look. Videos have a fired look. Then we go to the welcome. Welcome has notes for my team, for the team on stage. And then I've got song, back into the song. So you notice I'm transitioning multiple times throughout the service to what I need to show on that stage display. So everything is, planned there, making changes and manipulating stuff as I need to. So I would encourage you to do that. Feel free to play around with stage displays. Check out what is important for your church to show, what is important for your worship team, what is important for your pastor, what is important for your welcomers. How can you customize the stage display to show the content that they need to effectively have in order to handle the part of the service that they're in? So use stage displays effectively. If you have questions about anything that I do or want to learn more, I'd be happy to connect with you personally. Feel free to send any questions or feedback or follow-up information to ProPresenter at churchvisuals.com. That's ProPresenter at churchvisuals.com. And I would be happy to discuss that with you. As we transition, we're going to wrap up here. Like I said, it's a shorter, more of just a tip today to encourage you to use stage displays in your church and how you might be able to serve your team well. That's really just my heart is to try to not only serve the people that we're leading in worship well, but also the teams that are on stage. How can what we do as a ProPresenter operator help them, serve them, benefit them? That's my goal always is twofold: to serve the church that I'm helping to lead in worship with, or also serve the teams on stage. So if you guys have ideas for what we should cover in future roundtables, we'd love to hear it. Please feel free to drop us a comment in the video. We'll be watching this week for any of those. Maybe send us an email, ProPresenter at churchvisuals.com. We would love to be a part of hearing what would be topics that you'd like us to cover. Maybe you'd like to know, how do you stream from ProPresenter? I can walk through that. Maybe you'd like to know about, how do I set up a custom, look with different looks and using different screens? Maybe tell me about your church and what you're trying to do. And maybe we could just do a demo and help set you up with a template that's mapped out your screens for you that you can use. So if you are someone that's engaging with us and you'd love to do that, feel free to let us know. We'd love to get some information about your space and information about your screen setup, and then we could even get you on and talk through that together. Or maybe you just have some ideas for guests that we should interact, get to have on the discussion and talk about how they're using ProPresenter and how we can learn from and grow from each other. None of us have the corner market on knowing everything, and we're all in different spots as churches and learning and growing. And so I'd love to be a part of growing this as a community to learn and grow together. So if you know of anything that we should discuss that maybe is something that you're struggling with in your ProPresenter visual ministry, I'd love to be a part of helping to see how we can do that for you. So I'm praying for you guys that you guys would have a great week. July 4th. Hopefully, you're getting some time away with your family. I hope that's a great, restful time for you this week as we celebrate the freedom that we have in this country, and praying for you guys as you head into the summer. I know many of you probably have already had your VBS or your VBS is upcoming. Praying that God would bless the impact of your VBSs and your summer ministry as you guys head into the fall. If I can help you in any way or Shake can help you in any way, please just let us know. Reach out to us, ProPresenter at churchvisuals.com on the chat, or feel free to join our visual community for Church Visuals, and we're on there as well. You can reach out to us that way easily. So, praying for you guys, blessings on you this week, and we'll be back next week with Shake and myself for another session together. And hope that you guys have an awesome week, and we'll talk to you later.